In Kenya, we need a national conversation. Kenya is just a name. Communities are not united. There is a lot of suspicion among different communities. And the national conversation I would wish to see happen is how to create and nurture a democratic process, a democratic architecture which fits us. Whenever I used to travel with Mzee Moi to China, there was a great leader. His name was Deng Xiaoping. He had a mantra. China will have democracy, but a democracy with the Chinese characteristics. And that kind of political dispensation was also being
with the Chinese
characteristics. And that kind of viewpoint was also being re-echoed by the then Prime Minister of Malaysia, Mahathir Mohamad, who used to say, one size does not fit all. What I mean is this. There has been discussions between the Kenya Kwanza and the Azimio groups. Top of the agenda should have been how to make Kenyan communities happy. Why do you want an Elomolo to be happy? Why do you want a Dutchnach to be happy? And Dutchnach, you know, they are so far away there, they don't feel part of Kenya. Like I remember...
Elomolos.
Yeah, Elomolos. I remember the Bishop Cyrus Yego of AIC.
Yeah.
He went to Dutchnach people. He told them about Jesus Christ. They told him, he can't trust you. Go and tell Moi to bring him.
To bring Jesus.
Yeah. Don't bring a person.
They know Moi better.
We tell them the truth.
Our national conversation is not about parties, not about only politics, from the way I'm hearing from you. Don't you think it is important then to get people like you involved and others?
Yes. We have the history of this country, yeah.
But were you involved in any conversation?
No. Like in Kenya now, you need a dose of dictatorship. And that dictatorship should not be misused. It's like the way we dictate to our children. You mustn't go to school. You must sleep early. You must do your homework. It's dictatorship.
You can't watch TV at this time.
At this time. That's dictatorship. But the beneficial dictator was mysterious.
Was mysterious.
You see, and we had never seen any other president. So that mystery helped him to govern. Now, when Moi came in, that mystery had not worn off. So he inherited some of that mystery. Now, Kibaki now, that mystery is winning. So the next president can even be insulted. That is why even people insult presidents these days. During Moi's time, initially it was one-party system. Yeah, and one-party system, it was kind of dictatorial. But you know, dictatorship, sometimes it is not bad. It's when the people talk like, they say in 1958 or at independence, Kenya was on the same footing with the countries like Singapore, South Korea, Malaysia. But what they do not realize is that there was a dose of dictatorship in administering those countries.
Hello viewers and welcome to Lucy Moria Network, and I want to thank you so much for the continued support You've been subscribing, watching, and sharing. It's been a year. We've moved so fast, and we are changing lives. Like I told you, we are sharing stories, untold stories of our older persons who are our heritage. They are the wisdom, they are the history, they are the libraries of Kenya. And today we've been able to come to the county of Nakuru, and right now we are at Chernam Resort in Gata location, Rongai sub-county, Nakuru County. We are visiting one of the most famous person in Kenya during his time that most of you might not even know. Like those young ones who are never there during Moi's era, the 24 years of Moi's time, they may not know this person. Today you have the opportunity of meeting the former Director, Presidential Press Service, Kenya, Mr. Lee Njiru. Mr. Lee Njiru, welcome to the show, and thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to visit your farm here at Gata. And we are really excited to find you so cheerful, even giving us great lunch. Thank you. We've eaten wonderful, prepared organic food. Mr. Lee, how are you today?
I'm very fine, Lucy.
Yes, a lot of Kenyans have been asking, where is Lee Njiru? Those who remember you. And then it was like pressure. We need to hear about Lee Njiru. You are giving us stories about older persons, retired people, but you have not brought Lee Njiru on the bench. And today we are here with you. So we would like you to talk to Kenyans, tell them who Lee Njiru is, or who he was, for those who might not even have heard about you, those who are below 20 and less. And yes, tell us who Lee Njiru is.
My name is Lee Njiru. I was born under very interesting circumstances in 1949 in Runyenjes, Embu County. By that time it was Embu District. I was born a British citizen.
Oh.
Because Kenya became a colony in 1920. When I was born in 1949, we were under the British Empire. Our boss, our king, who was ruling the entire British Commonwealth, such as Kenya, Uganda, Jamaica, Malaysia, Ghana, the Gambia, all those countries at the minimum, including India, were under one monarch. By that time, it was King George VI. We were singing the British national anthem, God Save Our King. All the vehicles, government vehicles, had the inscription on His Majesty's service. Not government of Kenya. There was no government of Kenya. On His Majesty's service. When I was about 3 years old, 1952, the king died. The daughter, Queen Elizabeth, took over. She was visiting Kenya. So the vehicles did not change the inscription. By this time, it was on Her Majesty's service. So now God Save the Queen. That was the national anthem. So you see, I was born a British citizen.
It sounds like.
And it was tough because the newspapers, the radio services in Kenya were meant to gaslight the African personality and to depict him and to make him believe that was of an inferior race. Because I remember at that time, the architect of the British Information Service in Kenya was called Alastair Matheson. So by that time, we were third-class citizens. Even schools, there were schools exclusively for Europeans, for Africans, for Asians, and Arabs. There was Calabar, kind of the South African apartheid. It was being practiced in Kenya. Because like where we are now, it belonged to the Maasai. And Nakuru is a Maasai word. Naivasha, Gilugil, Uasin-Gishu, Laikipia, all those were Maasai, all those are Maasai names.
Yes.
Maasais used to live here. So they had to be bussed in trucks south of the railway, 1901, 1911, so that they could create what we call the White Highlands.
Wow.
Because they want this to be like Rhodesia, the model of Rhodesia. Because as Sir Winston Churchill, who was the Prime Minister during the Second World War, he used to say that Africans in Kenya, the Aborigines in Australia, the people you call Red Indians in America, although they are not Indians, that's an insult.
Yeah.
They have different communities. They were not being discriminated against. They were being replaced with a superior race.
Wow.
Now, that was the narrative. So I was born under those circumstances.
So when they said White Island, it means these islands were for the white people.
For the white people, they were the white people. Now, Africans would only come here as laborers, as workers. Even the education system was meant to just read and write.
What?
Simple, so that you could record the milk, you could keep the milk records for the white people.
In the farms?
In the farms. Do carpentry, simple carpentry work. It wasn't discrimination. So I was born under such circumstances. So it was 1963 when we became independent that even the inscription of vehicles was changed to GK, Government of Kenya. But then, even though it took a long time for us to get used to independence, we could not believe it. Even up to now, the older generation, they do not believe they are free. Yeah, because of the brainwashing. Yes. Even now, up to now, people say, hey, that man eats like an European.
Oh, it is true.
Yeah, it's because the colonial hangover is still with us.
It dresses like European.
Yes,
Wow.
yeah, it's still with us, yeah. So, so I went to primary school in Runyenjes, later Kangaru High School.
That was 1963 is when we went to school.
No.
You managed to go?
I went to nursery school in 1956. Yeah, then from there I went to primary school in Runyenjes, then Kangaru High School. Then I joined Kenya Institute of Mass Communication. From there I started working. But when I was still working, I had a chance of going for a study tour of England and Wales. Yes. So
how was that? What criteria did they use to have you visit?
Well,
were you like very bright student?
The Kenya government.
Oh, we are running government
Yeah,
now.
I was already employed when I
Okay.
had a chance of going to England and Wales to study. So later, after I finished, I worked for Kenyan Youth Agency. Then when I was with Kenyan Youth Agency, I was posted to Kakamega in the Provincial Information Office. So 1977, Jomo Kenyatta wanted a young person to be his press officer. So I was identified by the then Director of Information, Eddie Madimatu. So I left Kakamega in 1977 and I joined Jomo Kenyatta in Nakuru. He was in Nakuru that time. So I worked for him for 1.5 years. So Mr. Kenyatta died on Tuesday, 22nd August.
Oh, you joined him 1977
Yes, Jomo Kenyatta.
and he died 78.
78, yeah? Yeah, August 22nd, on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, then the vice president, Daniel Arap Moi, who took over as the president. Then I worked with Moi for 24 years when he was president. And then after working with him for 24 years, he retired. He handed over to Moi Kibaki on Monday, 30th December 2002. So according to the Presidential Retirement Benefits Act, a retired president is allowed to have on his staff people of his own choice. So he chose me to continue being his press officer.
Oh, when you're retired, you can still go home with your staff?
Yes, there are a number of...
A certain number?
Yes, a certain number. You, like the ADC,
yeah,
the military officer who stands behind him, a press officer, about 15 security men, a secretary, a private secretary, gardeners, chiefs, yes, police drivers, yeah. And you know why that clause is there? That you choose the people you want to work for you. Because a retired president, or any VIP for that matter, is not only protected from physical harm, also from anxiety and suspicion. So he must have people whom he has had picked, the people he can trust. So I was working as such until he died, again on Tuesday, 4th February 2020.
Wow.
And now when he died, I had not exhausted my contract with him. So I was reposted back to State House. But then I had not gone on leave for donkey years. So I came on leave and returned officially in September 2021.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Yes, because you are still a government official.
Yes, you are paid by the government. Nothing changes. Same salary, same allowances.
Wow.
Yes. So it is because you are not working for a person as such. You are working for a retired president.
Yes.
Because your salary is paid by the consolidated fund.
Okay.
Yes.
So these employees who go home, retire with the president, they are paid by the state, according to the constitution.
Munde Awori, as a retired former vice president,
yes,
is enjoying the same. Former President Uhuru Kenyatta is enjoying the same. Yeah, until you die.
Wow.
Yes.
Now, you are with Moi, with Kenyatta, 1.5 years.
Yes, and Moi 42 years.
And Moi 42 years.
Yes.
And I remember immediately after Kenyatta died, and then Moi got 1982, then there was a coup. How was it like?
There was no coup, madam.
What was it?
It was attempted coup.
Oh, it was attempted coup.
A coup is not a crime. There are two things which are not criminal.
Yes.
Suicide and a coup. They are not criminal. Because when you are dead, you cannot be charged. When you succeed in a coup, you are the boss.
So the attempted is a crime?
Yes. When it succeeds, it is not. Because you are the boss.
So the crime was the attempted because they never succeeded.
Yes.
But if it succeeded, it was not a crime.
Yeah, because they were the bosses.
So this was a crime, it was attempted. Now, yes. How was it that, because you were there then, yes. How was the attempted coup?
It was very traumatic. Because we were in Nakuru when we received the report that the government had been taken over. But Moi was a brave man. We had to go to Nakuru and address the nonsense. So we were assisted by Brigadier Musomba, who was in Gilogil. We got armored cars, and we traveled to Nairobi. And he had loyal officers like Mahamudu Mohammed. Yes, Major Sumbewo, Mahamudu Mohammed, Major Hamburi Njoroge. We had very good people in the army. Yeah. Wow. Yes. Yeah.
We can remember Moi actually with a lot of fondness. Like actually tomorrow is Jamhuri Day. And those days were then Jamhuri was like tomorrow is holiday.
Yes.
What happened? What was it there that it's not there today? Did Moi say that you stop like flying our flags all over? When as I grew up, everywhere would have been.
He was a strong and charismatic leader. You know, different presidents have got different styles of administration. You see, presidents cannot be the same because they operate in different circumstances. Like Jomo Kenyatta, he was deified. Whatever he said was law. He was like a god. Because his biggest advantage was mystery. Because we never knew of his classmates. We never knew of people with whom he went through the rites of passage. Nobody knows where he went to school.
Everything with Uhuru
was mystery.
No, with Kenyatta.
Was mysterious.
Was mysterious.
You see, and you had never seen any other president. So that mystery helped him to govern. Now, when Moi came in, that mystery had not worn off. So he inherited some of that mystery. Now, Kibaki now, that mystery is winning. So the next president can even be insulted. That is why even people insult presidents these days. Because there's no mystery anymore.
So that mystery of Mzee Kenyatta could be the one that Moi immediately said, tunafuata Nyayo.
Inherited a lot
That's
of
why
it.
he talked about Nyayo.
And of course, you remember, during Moi's time, initially it was one-party system. Yeah, and one-party system, it was kind of dictatorial. But you know, dictatorship, sometimes it is not bad. It's when the people talk like, they say in 1958 or at independence, Kenya was on the same footing with the countries like Singapore, South Korea, Malaysia. But what they do not realize is that there was a dose of dictatorship in administering those countries. Like in Kenya now, you need a dose of dictatorship. And that dictatorship should not be misused. It's like the way we dictate to our children. You must go to school. You must sleep early. You must do your homework. It's dictatorship.
You can't watch TV at this time.
At this time. That's dictatorship. But beneficial dictatorship. But we do not want the dictatorship of humiliating people.
Now my question is about a day like tomorrow, 12th December. It used to smell like a week before or a month before. And people are not even being forced. But you can see them, they're excited, children are practicing, people want to go to the stadium because the day meant a lot. Everyone, the flags are all over, and they are shopped like now. What could have changed? The people of today and the people of them?
It's because the narrative and the need for patriotism is not being adequately addressed. Like now I was visiting the whole of September and part of October. I visited, I went on holiday in America.
Yes.
I was in California, I was in Nevada, I was in Arizona, I was in Oregon, Washington State, I went to Idaho. All those states, I went there. There's a lot of patriotism. I used to see people, flying flags on their cars, and they were writings everywhere.
Yeah.
Land of the free.
Yeah.
Because of the brave. We don't have slogans to bring us together. So this kind of patriotism is not being felt.
Are you trying to tell me, Mzee Lee, is it that the Kenyans, the present Kenyans, do not feel part and parcel? They are not proud of their country, or there's nothing to be proud of, or what is it?
I'll tell you one thing.
Yes.
I'm now 74 years old.
Yes.
I grew up under King George VI.
Yes.
Under Queen Elizabeth.
Yes.
Under Mzee Jomo Kenyatta.
Yes.
Under Mzee Daniel Arap Moi.
Yes.
Mwai Kibaki.
Yes.
Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
Now Ruto.
The 6th president.
Yes. In Kenya, we need a national conversation. Kenya is just a name. Communities are not united. There is a lot of suspicion among different communities. And the national conversation I would wish to see happen is how to create and nurture a democratic process, a democratic architecture which fits us. Whenever I used to travel with Mzee Moi to China, there was a great leader. His name was Deng Xiaoping. He had a mantra. China will have democracy, but a democracy with the Chinese characteristics. And that kind of political dispensation was also being
with the Chinese characteristics.
And that kind of viewpoint was also being re-echoed by the then Prime Minister of Malaysia, Mahathir Mohamad, who used to say, one size does not fit all. What I mean is this. There has been discussions between the Kenya Kwanza and the Azimio groups. Top of the agenda should have been how to make Kenyan communities happy. Because let's look at people like Luos. Whether we like it or not, Luos are in Kenya and they are here by right and they are here to stay. Yeah. And the Luos are about slightly over 5 million people. That is equal to the population of the Republic of Denmark.
Or Republic of Singapore.
Or Republic of Finland. Yes. 5 million people.
Yes.
What do you do with 5 million people who are unhappy? The Kikuyus are over 80 million people, about 9 million people. That is 3 times the population of Uruguay. What do you do with 9 million Kikuyus if they are unhappy? The Embu people are about, the Embu County, Embu and Ibere combined, Embu County, there are 700,000 people. That is twice the Republic of Iceland. Kakamega is about 1.5 million people. That is equal to the Republic of Estonia. Because we cannot cheat ourselves that we are united. Meru people are Meru people. Luya people are Luya people. Luo people are
Kisis
are Kisis. Now look what happened in Garissa. Just because a certain group of people are unhappy, 6 men, armed men, they kill 145 of our children. Those are 6 angry men. What will you do with the 5 million angry people? What will you do to 9 million angry Kikuyus?
With 7 people can sweep the whole university.
Can sweep the whole university. And they made every part of Kenya cry. Those children, some of them came from Meru, from Taita, Giriama, Kisii, Baluya, Teso. They are everywhere. Now the national conversation should be, how do we make the communities happy? And create our own kind of democracy.
Our own way.
Our own way. Like in China. China, there are 1.3 billion people. And they have 300 distinct communities with distinct languages. Let us learn from them. How do they make them happy?
Not even that far. Up at Tanzania.
Yeah, Tanzania. There was this man called Kabundi.
Yeah.
He came here and what did he tell us? Kabundi was the foreign minister.
Yeah.
He told us they have got so many Luos.
I know.
But they are not called Luos. Ni wa Tanzania.
Or Tanzania.
They have more Maasais in Tanzania.
Yeah, there are Merus there also.
Yeah, but they are not called
They are Tanzanians.
They are called Tanzanians.
Wa Tanzania.
Wa Tanzania, wa mkoa fulani, wa mkoa fulani. But here now, if a man comes here, where we are here, Lucy, and he tells us that he's called James Martin, we shall not be comfortable. We want to know whether he's a Luo, so that we did not insult Raila. Whether he's a Kamba, so that we did not
Kalonzo.
Oh, yeah.
We want to use a Kalenjin.
With the Kalenjin, so that you do not insult the president, Ruto. So, we feel tribalism in us, but we are pretending that we are one. Why should we pretend? Let us discuss. How do we make Merus happy? Like now, where I come from, Eastern Province, the terminology, Upper Eastern, that term came with the late Bonaya Gondana.
Yeah.
Because the northern part,
Borana.
Go to the Borana, the Rendile, the Gabura, the Buruji, the Sakuye, the Dachinach. So, and because they have got a different kind of hair, silken hair, and a light skin, they feel more akin to Ethiopians and the Mediterranean region. So how do you make them happy? Yeah, because they do not feel, because they say Lower Eastern, the Bantu, the Meru, the Kamba, the
Ambience.
Kamba, the Embu, the Kamba, the Tharaka, yeah. Even the Meru people, they are not united. Yeah, because true. You have got the Chuka, you have got the Tharaka, the Mwembe, the Mugambi, the Imenti, the Tigania,
the Gembe.
Yeah.
So I think then this could be the reason why we are not patriotic. Do you want to say all these things used to happen during Moi's time? That time the communities were united? Is that why we were so patriotic that everyone wanted a flag on their house? Everyone wanted to attend the national event without being forced? Yeah,
because now, like if you tell Agabra, why do you want them to be happy? They don't have a cabinet minister. Why do you want a Sakuya to be happy? Why do you want an Elomolo to be happy? Why do you want a Dachinach to be happy? And Dachinach, they are so far away there, they don't feel part of Kenya. Like I remember...
Elomolos.
Yeah, Elomolos. I remember the Bishop Cyrus Yego of AIC.
Yeah.
He went to Dachinach people. He told them about Jesus Christ. They told him, he can't trust you. Go and tell Moi to bring him.
To bring Jesus.
Yeah. Don't bring a person.
They know Moi better.
We will tell them the truth.
We will tell Moi the truth, not you.
Yes.
So this conversation, I also believe it's very, very important. And like when we were just saying the last 2 months we had our conversation, these are the kind of things we expected to be brought on board.
Yes.
But do we involve everyone? Maybe if we involve wazes like you who have been there before, they have seen things when they worked and when they didn't work. Like you have really history. From even, I didn't even think that you and the president was a white person, because of course
the king,
when you explain to us, we feel, oh, it is true, your first president was the king.
Yes.
Then before you came to Kenyatta. How many Kenyans don't know that? We don't even know our history. No. And that's why we are saying our older persons, they are very, very important. They are our heritage and they are our everything. What if before this conversation, the national conversation, they involved people like you? The Constitution clearly says there is a provision of public participation. People participate. Before a few, 2 parties or 3, a few people sit down to say they're having a national conversation, because actually our national conversation is not about parties, not about only politics, from the way I'm hearing from you. Don't you think it is important then to get people like you involved and others?
Yes. We have the history of this country, yeah.
But were you involved in any conversation?
No.
So country, we need a national conversation, and this national conversation needs to have people who have the history of this country participate. I've also lived in America, say Lee, and for you even to become an American nationalized, you must know the history of their country.
Yes.
And that's why people are so patriotic. Every small kid, to see a foreigner in their neighborhood, they'll report.
Yes.
They'll say, no, there's someone we saw, we don't know how he is in our neighborhood. But us, can we do that? We don't know. And that's even why the people you're saying they did not trust the bishop, they would rather tell Moi to bring Jesus to them.
Yes.
It makes sense.
Yes.
So this national conversation, I think it is important. And I think that is a word you have set out there. We need it because we are not nationalistic. And that's why we have nothing in common. We are not excited about a national day like tomorrow. Tomorrow, 12th, it's the day we became a republic.
Yes.
We should be so excited. Every vehicle should be holding a flag everywhere, house, wherever. We should be very happy about, because this is not Uhuru Kenyatta's day. It is not a day for Ruto. It's not about Raila. It's about we, the Kenyans, and what we achieved.
Yes.
So I think, and if I were to be asked, this nationalism, I think it should even be in the school curriculum.
Yes.
In the US, to know their history, they start from day one in school. They must know their history. I think somewhere where we missed a point is our history we don't even know.